Hi, I'm Bram.
I'm Esther.
Hi, Esther, welcome. We as testers, I as tester, you as tester, we often have automated tests, and we have manual tests and exploratory tests, all the stuff that we do. And often I have the problem that I don't really know where to organize my tests.
Yeah.
And I heard you had experience with a nice little tool. Could you tell me about it?
Yeah, that's correct. So for my assignment, I was asked to kind of look into different ways to organize your
My tests?
Your tests.
Yeah.
And
So both digital, so automated tests and
yes.
manual tests, right?
Yeah.
So in one.
Yeah. So
place.
the idea was that they are currently only are performing manual tests,
Okay.
but they want to travel into also add automated tests.
Okay.
And they want a nice little system where all the information is in one place.
Yeah.
But they currently don't have a good overview of what they do manually, and then it's even more difficult to travel into automation.
Okay, so they wanted a system where they can put in their manual tests for now,
correct,
and then automate them as they go along.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, and one of the things they've noticed is that in Azure DevOps, if you look in the overview, you see Azure Test Plans.
Oh yeah, the little flask.
Yeah,
okay.
So they thought, that's a good idea, because they actively use Azure DevOps, all their other information is in Azure DevOps, so why not stay in Azure DevOps?
Makes sense to me. Yeah, it's a good idea.
So this is...
this looks familiar to me.
Good.
Somehow, yeah.
I think people who are more experienced in testing have at least opened Azure Test Plans once or twice.
Yeah.
So this might look familiar.
And DevOps, we put our tickets in there.
Of course, yes.
Yeah,
so,
looks familiar.
As you can see, I've opened here my Azure Test Plans, part of Azure DevOps, and I'm directly traveled to the last test plan that I've opened.
Okay.
And this is of course a demo, so I made a little demo plan, and within your plans you can create suites. Those are kind of a folder structure that help you organize all your test cases.
Okay, that sounds nice.
Yeah, and then
that's a neat.
Yeah, and then in my definition, I have created 2 test cases, and within your test cases, you actually write down the steps you need to do while you are performing your manual tests.
Okay, so all the steps to reproduce, for example. Okay,
yes.
Nice.
Then another neat thing of Azure Test Plans is that you can assign configuration to your test case.
Okay, what do you mean with those?
What I mean with that is that, for example, you have an app, and that app can live in Android, but it can also live on an iOS system.
Okay.
It can also be a web app.
Sure.
Or maybe you want to test in multiple browsers.
So Chrome and Edge and Firefox. Okay, yeah.
So I've created 4 configurations.
Yeah.
And what that does is, as I mentioned, I've created this demo test case with multiple configurations. So all the 4 configurations you just saw are connected to this one. And I've only added 1 configuration to the second test
So does
case.
that mean that, for example, for your first test case you have here, the requirement is it must work on these 4 configurations, these 4 environments.
Correct.
And then you can specify them for that test case.
Yes.
And it's even smarter because for the other test case you only define 1, so the requirements are a little bit different.
Exactly.
Okay, that's handy.
And the nice thing is that if I go to the execute tab now, you see that suddenly there are 5 test cases.
Okay.
And the reason for that is that Azure Test Plan automatically creates multiple executions of the test case that has the multiple configurations connected.
So is this my to-do list then?
Yes.
Sort of?
Basically.
Okay. So these are the tests that I need to perform.
Yes.
Even though you only specify 2, but because of those configurations, there's 5 things you need to do before it's okay.
Exactly.
Oh, that's nice. So I don't even have to think about it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's very nice. And you can also, if you want to actually execute your test, you get a nice little overview, basically a to-do list where you can think of your step if it works.
If it's okay.
So you can pass the test step or you can fail the test step.
And I imagine there being more steps in one test than only one. But this is your demo.
This is a demo.
This is a demo.
Yes.
So normally you have heaps of steps.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. And the cool thing is that, so for example, if the one where in Chrome fails for some reason because you have HTTPS problems.
Okay, sure.
But then if I travel to my next test case, which is on the Android app.
Oh, it says 2 out of 5, nice.
Yeah, that works. I can also, if I want a more overview of the things I still need to do, I can drop down here and see, okay, so this one failed.
And can I skip to the last one then, for example?
Yeah, for example.
Oh, that saves me pressing next a couple of times.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if I save and close this, we can also see that, okay, so the first one that we ran failed.
Yeah.
The second one that we ran passed.
And the other ones you didn't do, right? Yeah.
The other ones we didn't do.
Okay.
And we get a nice little chart. Never mind.
Oh, the chart.
The charts might need to...
I think you have to click new if I read the comment.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, we haven't done that yet. No. This is the demo effect, doesn't really...
Yes, so this is one of the good examples of things I ran into while working with Azure Test Plans.
Okay, this is a little bit of a teaser. It's a bit of a quirkiness that maybe
exactly.
is a bit unexpected. Okay.
Because what I've noticed is that a lot of times I'm trying to do something and I think, oh, that should be easy. I just press these buttons and then it doesn't work as expected.
Okay.
Or I think, oh, I want to create this one or I want to make it happen in this way. And it's not possible, or it's very difficult.
That was going to be my next question, so you beat me to it. What is your conclusion, your feeling? Is this usable for every day?
Yes.
And then you go like,
yes.
Maybe think about it a little bit more before you commit?
Exactly. And the biggest issue is that it's not very user-friendly, unfortunately. Okay. It's...
in what way?
Yeah, so for example, if you have defined this this test case, which is a happy flow, but you want to create some unhappy flows as well.
Okay, bad flows, yeah, that's
exactly
very important.
Yeah. You might want to copy-paste this test case, right?
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Well, how do I do that?
Ooh, let's see.
So
copy test case?
There is a button, but I do have, it doesn't automatically put it in the place where I want it to be.
Okay.
So I have to define the test plan. I have to define the suite.
Oh, and I see naming becomes very important then.
Yes, yes.
Oh, it has existing links, including attachments. Okay.
So, for example, if I can link my test cases to tickets on the board, I can include those links, and then if I press create,
it does something.
It does something.
But it isn't immediately clear to me what you just did, because the history is now gone. Because if you make a copy, I would imagine that you will do that for a reason. Maybe your system under the test splits, but then you want to retain the history, right?
Yes.
And I didn't see that here.
No. And for example, you can put test suites in test suites. And if I then try to copy something, it goes wrong.
Okay.
Because as you saw in the little overview I just showed you, you can only select the highest suite in the hierarchy.
Okay, so there's some quirkiness there as well.
Exactly.
So would this solution fit the requirements of your assignment then? Was this useful for you?
Yeah, so that was the interesting thing. when I started looking into this, because the assignment was very clear on, okay, we want to explicitly start using Azure Test Plans.
Okay, that was we want that.
Yeah, and I never really started asking the question behind the question.
Okay, yeah, that's where we get a lot of testers, right?
Yeah, exactly. And another thing is that because I hadn't used Azure Test Plans before, I started asking around
in your circles,
in our circle, and within BetaBit we have a lot of Azure experts, of course.
We do.
So I imagined, hey,
easy peasy. Just ask.
A lot of people who know how to use this, and my first clue should have been that there wasn't a lot of response to my question. And when I got a response, it was mostly, "Are you sure you want to use this?"
Okay.
So I started looking a bit more into documentation, because Microsoft has a very nice documentation page.
They do, and Microsoft Learn is wonderful. All that good stuff. Yeah.
But unfortunately, not so much for Azure Test Plans.
Okay, that should.
There's a lot of information that I wanted that I couldn't find on those doc pages. So,
in retrospect, that should have been
the second clue.
The second clue. Okay, okay. So it looks very promising, but it's not quite a good fit.
No, and one of the things is you want it to be user friendly, because as a tester, you want to actually perform your test.
Yeah, and Azure DevOps is really helping you along and guide you to whatever point you want to go at.
Yes.
And then this part felt a little bit less so.
Yes.
To be, I'm trying to put it mildly.
Yeah. So, for example, maybe a good way to show is, Bram, maybe you can copy and paste the test suite.
Ooh, hang on. Yeah, that was. I think I had to go back. I think, and oh no, hang on, these are the plans. But all right, sprint 2. Okay, let's try, and then I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm lost. I give up.
Yeah. So this is exactly.
Yeah, what I maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but DevOps is a nice tool to have, and it really guides you along. And here to be honest, I feel a bit lost.
Yes, that's exactly how the people who needed to start working with this felt.
Okay.
And that was the reason that at some point I got so frustrated with it that I started looking into different solutions.
Okay. Okay.
Because we want this to be an add-on to their work. It needs to be helpful, and it
needs to be a good fit.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. And this wasn't it quite.
No, this wasn't the best fit. So we looked into a couple of different options.
Yep.
Because you can, of course, look into paid options.
Tooling that's readily available, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
And plugins or whatnot.
Yeah, and I'm currently looking into this. But one of the nice things of Azure DevOps is that there are other ways to
get to what you need.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. There's not always more than one way to do stuff.
Yes.
So I'm correct in that to assume that you looked into something that was already readily available.
Yes.
So no extra costs or something?
Exactly, no extra costs in the place where we have our other things. And I also started really asking the question behind the question.
Okay, but that's good, because it sounds like requirements you just picked up. So it had to be close to other stuff, it had to be in the same environment, and preferably not paid.
Yes, user-friendly. And one of the more important things I also figured was that it needs to be clear for the rest of the development team what a tester is actually doing.
Okay.
So you need a bit more insight.
And transparent, okay.
Transparency, exactly.
Okay, sounds good. So what did you come up with?
Yeah, so what I came up with is I customized the tasks.
Okay, so this is what we normally work on, right? We
Yes.
define a task or a PBI, work item, and then we make
yes.
tasks, and then you customize those tasks for your team.
Exactly.
Okay.
So what I did is I added 2 new properties
Okay.
to a task. So I have my test type and I have my test status.
Okay, anybody can do that, right? Or could I do that?
Well, it does depend on the authorization you have.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
But anyone within your organization that has authorization to do this
Yeah.
is able to
Okay.
customize your tasks.
Okay,
So,
clear. So I need to have privileges.
Yes.
Okay, sure.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So because you want to know if a test is automated or manual, I added the test type property. And the nice thing of a drop-down is that you don't have in the end that people just write something down and you get someone who writes automated and the other one automated test.
Yeah.
And then the third one does it with or without captions, those kinds of things.
So to keep it simple, just
we
options.
just have a drop-down.
Yep.
And then another thing I added is test status, because it's also very
Failed, pass.
nice to know if a test has failed or passed. And to make it even more clear, I've added some options so that the tasks get a different color depending on whether it's failed, passed or new.
Okay, so at least with their current sprint, everything is nice and together in one place.
Exactly. And for example, if I start performing this task and I think, this didn't really work the way I expected it to, I can fail that test.
Yep.
And as you can see, it turns red.
It turns red, and then I can put it in the correct lane.
Yes, I can move it to done. And so as you can see, we have sprint 1, but of course you also move along your sprints as you work, and you can kind of lose the tasks, right?
Yeah, the oversight from what did I do this in sprint 2 or in 1?
Exactly.
What was it?
And the nice thing about Azure DevOps is that you also have queries.
Yeah.
And I've created a couple of queries
Oh,
for this demo. So if I go to all my tests, you can see that I've
queried on the work item.
And I've also queried on, because while I was creating this demo, I also added tags.
Yeah.
You can of course add tags, but for example, if I switch this to test type, as you can see, the customized property also appears here.
Yeah. And then manual auto. Yeah.
If I select automated tests and I run this query, I can see that the test that I've created and I've added that value to, you can see here in this overview.
And then this is a large grouping, and then for specific tests, maybe you have a security test or a performance test. You can add a tag for that group, or even add more properties as you go along.
Yes.
And that way you can just customize everything you've done.
And the nice thing is that it's very simple. It's free to use.
Yeah.
And
takes a bit of configuration, but that should be not a big issue.
Exactly.
So, and then your assignment was a good one, I think. They're still using it. They're happy with it for now.
Yes.
Okay, good. That's also always a good outcome. That your assignment. So maybe not the outcome that you intended when you started off, but then again, when does it ever pan out?
Exactly.
Well, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but that's the way it goes. Well, thank you. I really liked it. I'm going to look into it with my team, see if we can use it, and we'll take. Your takeaways are very welcome. So we'll take that in consideration. See what happens.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I hope it was interesting.
It was. Thank you. And thank you.
Thank you.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.